Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Got a short, quick, to the point video. Mara stock sitting at 17.22. Did gap up at open. And yeah, it's just pulling back. So I noticed something. Let me remove this Emma. Let's go back to the past. So this stock, funny enough, if you look at the past, we pumped to 1987 here, and we dropped to $7, right? But eventually we went to 30. Okay, now it dropped from 30 to 15, pumped to 19 again, pulled back to 1650, then ran to 30. All right, pulls back to 17, pumps to low 20s, then pulled back to 15 and under, and then eventually ran to a high of 27. And thus the cycle has been repeating. From 27, it dropped to a low of 13, pumped to 18, back to 13, pumped to 18, down to 14, pumped to 19, down to 15, and boom, eventually went to 30. And again, it drops down nice and cheap to $10, pumped to 17, dropped to 14, pumped to 21, and it dropped to 1670. If history repeats, we might see this drop down as low as 15 and under, and then inevitably go back up to highs. That's what we would expect based on the pattern that I just showed you here. So I don't know why people get all concerned and they're panties in a big bunch when there's nothing to be worried about here. This is opportunity. Let it come down. Let it bleed down. Do not be surprised if it doesn't hold 1650. If it doesn't hold 1650, we come down to 15 and under. And that's where there's a big support level here. Buyer showed up twice here, and that caused us to come all the way back to 21. So very volatile. And that's why you want to buy when it drops, and add more as it goes down. You don't really want to try and time the bottom. Too many people, they try to time the bottom and perfectly. That's just silly. All you need to know is it's going to eventually go back to 20 plus. So if you're buying under 20, I'm not going to say guaranteed money, but almost guaranteed money. But you got to be willing to sit through all this red. You got to be willing to sit through these pullbacks on its way back to 30 plus. So at this point, I want you to imagine 2150. That's your magnet. That's a magnet right here. We're going to eventually go back up there and retest it. And if you're buying down here under 20, you stand to make, what, $150 per 100 shares? Assuming you bought it. If you bought it exactly $20 and it goes to 2150, and you bought exactly 100 shares, you make $150. That's just basic math. Obviously, you're not stupid. You're not buying, a ton of shares up there. You buy more as it goes lower, and when it does go back to 2150, you can sell and take your 20% plus, 30%, 40% profit. Or you can hold it for, 30. It's up to you how you want to play it, how big of a swing you want to go for. Because when you swing trade, yes, you can swing it. You can buy it here and swing it for the 25%, or you can swing it for, let's zoom out, or you can hold and swing for, 72%. Now, if it comes back up and then goes back down to 13 plus, you don't care. You just add more because inevitably it's going to go back to, it's going to make that move. It's going to make that 72% move. It's always done so. Why would it be any different this time? So yeah. So you kind of have to decide, am I going to be more of a shorter term swing trader and take that 25%? Or am I going to, half and half? I'll sell half here and hold the other half for, 72% move? Or what's the game plan here? You got to have a game plan. My game plan is pretty simple. I'm just going to keep averaging down as it goes lower. I hope earnings tanks it so I can add more. And then we'll eventually go back to 20. And I will look to sell there and take my 20 to 30%. In fact, if Mara wants to come down to $10 a share, yes, please, by all means. Give it to me at $10 a share. I will not complain. I will be excited. I will be happy. That's it. That's the video. There's the pattern. If you're swing trading, you have to decide which what target you want to go for. 30, or do you want to? Are you okay with just taking the 25%? I'm okay with the 25%. You better believe I'm always going to be okay with 25%. I'm more of a shorter term swing trader. I don't really. If I position myself for a big swing, it's gotta be. The setup has to be good. It has to be it has to be a stock that always recovers, and it has to be beaten down a little bit, like Netflix. Like that would be a good one, as an example. So. Now, I get it. It's an expensive stock, so moving back to highs would be just a 13% move. But I believe this will easily touch 1,500, which would be about a 26% move. Now, that's my kind of big swing. You know, I'm willing to hold months for that position because I know that it's just going to be easy money, nice big swing. By big swing, I mean not percentage-wise. I mean holding it for quite a while. Like, it's rare that I hold a swing for more than 2 months. But Netflix would be one of those. Like, stock just keeps going up. It always recovers. And it's volatile. Because that thing can move like 30, $50 a day. Well, not right now. It's just going sideways at support. But so there you go. That's it. That's all I got to say. Be excited for the opportunities. Trump right now, we're kind of going nowhere on the markets. Like, if you look at let's look at Bitcoin. Yeah, we're just going nowhere. Honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, ever since Trump said, hey, August 1st, tariff deadline, I think we've just been going sideways. I mean, you look at Bitcoin, and what has it's been going sideways since beginning of July. Look at this. Look at that price action. We've just been going sideways. We've been going nowhere. You look at the semiconductor ETF. What has semiconductors been doing? We've just kind of been going sideways all of July. So either this is distribution and we're going to tank and roll over, or we're going to continue pumping. But I would expect us to tank, honestly, because August tends to be weak. So yeah, you look at a lot of the sectors out there, and it's like even healthcare sector is just kind of going sideways, right? So it's kind of, to me, this is like a warning sign. Like, we'll see what happens once August comes around. I'm excited for August, though, because I just showed you last time in the previous video. August tends to be a pretty red month for crypto, which also means, stocks like Mara tend to be red as well. Let me look at the weekly time frame real quick. I'm just curious week to week. Let me look at the previous August. Where's August? Yeah, so August, we tanked here from 24. Yeah, we had 2 red weeks and a big green week. Interesting. So let's look at the previous August over here in 2023. Where's August 2023? There's August. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just 4 weeks of just straight downside. Let's look at August 2022. Yeah, August, we peaked here and then we dropped. Yep. So, August just tends to be an opportunity to buy the dip. I mean, if you got money, you can just keep averaging down a couple hundred shares at a time, 50 shares at a time, 20 shares at a time. I guess depending on your account size. You should not be lump summing. That would be stupid, because then you're going to be kicking yourself like, oh, I lump summed and now I can't add as it goes down. Oh no. Yeah, look at the price targets as well. Somebody raised the price target. Marathon Digital price target raised to $39 a share from $34. That's an insane target. $18, $22, $18, even by $26, even by analyst standards. This is undervalued apparently, according to analysts. Not that I care what they think. They usually get things wrong anyways, because they don't want to take a risk. They just say, oh no, it was AI that was wrong, not us. Anyways, Mara, it's a buy. Keep accumulating as it goes lower. Maybe even sell some puts to see if you can get filled and get paid to buy the shares.